am going to work on my December 4th Carved December design. I have my designs in my Society of Idea Collectors. Anne Brockman asked if I would do one where I showed how I actually carved it. That's pretty hard to do because I have to get my nose up to it. But I'm going to try to zoom in really close and actually carve one for you in this video. So this will be a little bit longer video. I will put my carving into a semi-fast forward. You will see me carving, but I won't be carving really slow. But I won't be carving really fast either. So I thought I would pick a fairly simple design. And I'm thinking either the Christmas trees or the branches and bulbs. I'm thinking, though, the branches. For some reason or another, I just want to do these branches, and there are red bulbs in there. And rather than actually transfer the design on, because it is, when I sketched out this design, I sketched it past the circle. I usually take a pencil and black all this out and turn it over and transfer it that way and go in and detail it with my ink pen. But I'm going to draw it right on my Speedy Carve. So I'll go ahead and do that first, and then I'll go into carving it. Now I'm going to zoom way in really close, and let's see if I can actually show you the carving process. I'm zoomed in as close as I can be. I'm using the Speedball cutter here, rubber stamp carver tool, and I'm using a number 1 V blade. It's in the shape of a V. Now my blade is starting to get pretty dull, but I decided I would go ahead and use it on here. I think I can get a little bit more use out of it. I will start out by just defining my bulbs and cutting out some of the space in between the branches here. Then I will probably switch to a larger V blade and cut away some of this other excess, and then I'll start detailing it. My little piece of Speedy Carve fits right in the corner there, so it helps me secure it as I carve. So that's kind of a real help. Now, even now, I'm wanting to get my face right up to it, but let's see what I can do here. You want to be sure that your blade is tight in your tool here so that when you start to carve, it doesn't fall out on you. Now, this is something that I heard someplace. I'm not sure that it's really a rule, but when you start to carve, you put your blade down into the Speedy Carve, and I move my Speedy Carve, not the blade, just as if you were doing a fussy cut with the scissors. See how I'm moving the actual Speedy Carve? And that just gives you a better control and a more perfect circle if you're doing curves. And I'm going to actually do a curve here, a circle. Now when you are ending your carving line here, what you want to do, and here again, this is just something I heard it on a video, I don't know where, I've known it for a while, but when you end your line, when you want to end your curving, you move your tool up like this, like that. And there's my little carved shaving. am ready to do my first test impression. I'm really happy with this. I think it says what I want it to say. I have 3 Christmas bulbs here. I have some little tiny, you can call them Christmas lights, and then I have the branches of the tree. I might have to do some more detail work on this, but that's why we do test impressions. I am using Ranger's Archival ink. This is the little journal that I'm working in. And I do my first test impressions in here so that I can document them too. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to see how this one turned out. I'm zoomed in really close so you can get an idea of what's going on here. Let's just write. Look at that. Looky, looky, looky. Right in here. See how nice white lines defined around these two? Maybe clean this up a little and clean this up a little. Everything else I'm happy with. So I do write that down in my book to document where I'm going with this. Now I'm happier with it. So this is the third. And this is okay. This is okay, we'll put. This is the one I'm going to use. I'm not going to do any more to it. Now what I want to do in the lower half of the page is actually do a bulb. I'm trying to keep my hands clean with alcohol, trying to be just a little bit neater, and that just means wiping up the little spots on your hands before you try something on your good paper. On this test book, I don't care so much because it's just a test book. I put my little design on. I'm keeping track of the designs that I use on this piece of paper. I'm cutting them out of my Society of Idea Collectors and putting them, the ones that I use, in here. Now what I want to do is actually document this stamp on this sheet of paper, and this will go in my year 2017 art journal. So let's go ahead and stamp it right here. And I'm not putting them in any order or any shape. I'm just stamping them on there as I feel like it on that particular day. Oh, that came out nice. This was a freehand one, and I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and stamp off a bulb. And I need practice on getting my designs. These aren't matching up, and that's a function of the actual design itself. I did not really design them to match up. You can design them to match up, but for right now, I'm not going to that trouble. What I want to do is practice on getting the edges even, so that I have a nice even bulb without the problem of one being higher than the other. If you do not carve deep, you can use the reverse. I have found that sometimes when I carve freehand, not trying to follow a specific design, just playing, sometimes I get the most fun results. Now I kind of have in my head what I want to do, but I don't have it all designed out. So this may work and it may not. If it doesn't, it's just the back of this other one. There's no harm to it. So what I'm going to do first is I still have my number 1 V blade, and I'm just going to play with putting kind of like a rope design along the edge here. this is my Carved December for December 4th, and I'm going to document Carved December. This is a freehand one. These other 4 were designs that I actually created and transferred the design to the Speedy Carve. This one I actually carved inside of it without looking at anything. Same as this one. So I do keep track of them. Let's just stamp it off. Okay, here are my final designs stamped off. This was the freehand one. Got a little blurry in there, but the more you work with it, I'm not too worried about it. These are just stamp offs. This one, I experimented with getting these center lines overlapping. Kind of happy with it. I do like it. I like the contrast. For some reason or another, I feel like the center portion stands out more. And then here's the other one. I am still working with getting the little centers to meet up perfectly. I'm going to try another technique, but I'm not going to do it today. So there you go. You saw how I actually carved this little design out, transferred it onto my Speedy Carve, and actually carved it out, and then I did this one on the back freehand. Very fun to do. I'm having a lot of fun with these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.